You know, today is a really big day for me. I just signed the new lease on my studio for another year. I can't even believe that another year has gone by already, but you know, it was this time last year that my family came to this island, and we all agreed that we wanted to move here. We didn't know how we were going to make it happen, but we knew we were going to move here, and we came here looking for a house and a studio for me, and you know, we found one studio that was on a little street. It was about 3 or 4 blocks from the main center street here on the island, and I wanted it. It was a cute little cottage, and the landlord decided that they didn't want an artist in there because an artist is messy, you know, who knew? Anyway, and I walked around the island and walked around downtown, and I saw a sign posted in a window here on Center Street. And Center Street is the place to be here on the island. It is the main street. It's in the historic district. It's beautiful. All the tourists come here. Everyone comes here all the time. And I saw a sign in the window for a place, and it had beautiful hardwood floors and big windows, and was upstairs and looked just like the pictures that I had on my vision board. But you know what? The rent on the place was more than my mortgage payment, and I just went, there's no way I can do that. So I just dismissed it, and the last day of our trip, my husband saw an ad in the newspaper, and it was for the same place. And he showed it to me, and he says, you know, I think you should go look at it. I'm like, but the rent is more than our mortgage payment. He's like, I know, but just go look at it. Something tells me you should go look at it. So I came downtown and walked up the 22 steps to the studio, and the landlord of the place was just vibrant and beautiful and full of light, and I felt so welcome and so happy here immediately. It was unbelievable. And you know what was really funny? Within 5 minutes of our conversation, she asked me if I had watched the movie The Secret. And I about fell on the floor, because we instantly had an energy and a flow and just knew it was right for both of us. And she really wanted an artist up here. And I didn't know how I was going to swing it. I think at the time I probably had $10 in my bank account, maybe less. And she was so nice and so gracious and told me that mail her a check when I got back to Georgia and signed the lease. And so I went back to Georgia and knew that this place was supposed to be mine. And you know, I sold prints. I dug out archives of paintings that I hadn't pulled out in 10 years, and sent out emails to customers and friends and shared the news with them. And you know what? They all came, and they all showed me their love and their support, and they rallied behind me, and within 4 days I had the money to pay her for the studio and even a little bit left over. So it can happen. And you know, I won't say that it's been easy, because it hasn't been easy all the time, but you know what? It hasn't been hard. It's been as hard as I've made it be. And you know, when I get down on myself, when I spend too much time worrying about whether my artwork looks like somebody else's, or my technique is like somebody else's, or you know, why I'm not in these magazines, or spend too much time studying to learn how to make my artwork look like hers, you know, those are the times when it's hard. Because you know what? I'm not doing what I do best. I'm not doing what the universe put me on this earth to do. And that is to create the artwork of Wyanne. That is to take everything that's here in my imagination and combine it with everything in my heart and put it down on paper or canvas or in jewelry and stop worrying about everyone else. And you know what? When I don't do that, it's easy. It's easy. It's like, you know, it's the icing on the cake. When I make sure that my thoughts, my words, my actions all align together, it's easy. And you know, every day, I've been doing this for over 10 years, and every day I must get at least 3 emails from people who say, how do I do this? How do I become an artist? I want to quit my job. I want to work at this full time. How'd you do it? And you know, you just have to believe that you can do it. And you stop worrying about everything and all the details in between. Now, that's not to say that you don't take action, because you have to take action. You have to practice every day. You have to work at it every day. You have to plant the seeds every day. But you can't sit there and you can't go, how are these seeds going to grow? You know, how much is this painting going to sell for? You know, is this painting going to sell? Is it good enough? When you start doing that, it gets really, really hard. And I can tell you, you've got to stop worrying. I spent too many years worrying. I spent too many years wondering, you know, do I have the right paintbrushes? Do I have the right paint? You don't need all that stuff. You don't need it. You know, the universe has given you everything that you need to make your dreams come true right now. You have it. It's all inside of you. You don't need the fancy stuff. You don't need to be a supply junkie and buy all the stuff. You know, when I catch myself doing that, it's because I'm not making art. It's because I'm spending too much time worrying about how I make the art, how I should be making the art, and just stop. I have to stop. I have to stop doing that, because that's when things get hard. And, you know, just make sure that, like, your thoughts, your words, your actions, all are in alignment. Plant the seeds, but don't worry about growing. Don't worry about stuff. Just make sure that they have a little bit of water here and there. Practice, practice, practice your artwork. Practice every day. I do it. You know, I sometimes work here at the studio all day, and I go home and I have, you know, I'm a really lucky gal because I have a great husband who loves to cook, and, you know, during the week, a lot of times he tolerates me coming home and actually sitting at our kitchen table while he cooks dinner and paints some more. You've got to do it too. You've just got to practice. You've got to stop worrying about everyone else. You've got to stop, you know, worrying about if this artist makes more money or this artist's paintings are selling for more money and just that kind of stuff, and just do it. That's what you have to do.